Welcome back. We are Talk to Harry. We have attorney Sarah Jane Sugitan with us, and we have Mr. David Howell. The topic is electronic fraud. A quick description again about David. He represents, he's chairman and managing director of Transaction Code Card Limited. That stands for TCC. Now, in this program, in the second half, I put his email and his cell number right under his character generator when his name's going to be right under it, so you can take note of his card and you can ask him directly questions, anything pertaining to this, should you be interested, or if you are in the credit card company, or if you were the phone company, the mobile company, or whatever, to protect yourself. Let's go back there. David, there are many applications other than just credit cards. Am I right?
Yeah.
For this system that you have developed,
Yeah.
you've introduced so many years ago,
Yeah.
because you saw this, what you call the black hole.
Yeah.
In other words, a way of going around it to fool the credit card people, the people who have, the consumers.
Yeah.
We are being duped by all these, all this new technology.
And I think one of the reasons that I come up with the invention and the ideas, I'm not really electronic minded. I'm not clever on a computer.
So how the hell did you
But
compute this?
I'm standing so far back, I can see the problems.
Sometimes that helps.
When you're close, you can't see
anything.
what's going to happen. And the problem with technology today, in my eyes, is that it's so clever, it's so technical, they don't look at the simple way to do things. The simple way to do things now have disappeared.
Is it, attorney, is this rampant in the Philippines, electronic fraud? Do you have clients that come to you and have problems and they're being robbed electronically, be it for their ATMs or their phone? I know we see this a lot with a cell phone. No less than Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile made that his campaign promise, which he still has to deliver, but it's supposed to be reduced, to protect the consumer on the mobile phone service, especially prepaid, right? It's called drop calls and whatnot. Is it pertinent?
Well, to answer your question, I think first we have to define what kinds of fraud or what kinds of incidents of fraud are experienced by Filipinos. Okay, number one, as we mentioned, credit card fraud. Somebody steals your credit card, and that's the first, most understandable way of
Which is no big deal now, as
yes.
David says, because now they can duplicate the card and give it back to you.
Well, in the Philippines, as I said, not all of us have credit cards. Most of us will have an ATM card, which is where the salaries go every 15th and 30th, and that's your cash card. You buy your groceries with it, you shop with it, you sign with it. But as David said, the security feature is to key in your PIN number. So the number one security feature means that you have to protect your PIN number, right? So, and you have to physically protect the card wherever you bring it.
Yes.
Now, another incident of common electronic fraud is the 2010 elections. It is done automatically, meaning it is automated, the counting of the ballots. Okay, so there is information contained in the ballot. It is swiped under a reader, and then it is counted. All the information there are counted by the machine. Okay, so a lot of people, candidates, losing candidates, even voters have contested certain results in certain areas, saying that their votes were not counted, or their votes went to a different person that they voted for. That's also a form of fraud, meaning that there are numbers stacked up against those who shouldn't be receiving that kind of number or that kind of votes. Okay, and that is also electronic fraud in a sense. Now, of course, there's still a debate in Congress whether that actually happened, but it's also a possibility.
Yeah. A mayor in Caloocan, if I remember right, I mean, he got 0 votes. And I know his face is only his mother can love, you know? I'm sure his mother voted for him, and I'm sure he voted for himself.
So he got at least
but
2.
He got 2, but he got 0 votes. So how did that happen? David, this is the issue. This is why I brought it up to Attorney Sugitan. One of the biggest controversies, one of the hot topics now, is the election and the automation system. Attorney Sarah was also with the Legal Network for Truthful Elections, and they've tackled this issue about automation and counting, the automated counting machines. Can your system apply that security feature into, because this is much debated now, right now, although we just bought the system from Smartmatic, meaning the Comelec here, bought the system from the supplier,
The vendor, yeah.
the vendor. It is being highly criticized all over the newspapers and media,
For being vulnerable to fraud.
yeah, vulnerability to fraud. Is your patent, your invention, can it address this?
Definitely, 100%. It can actually stop it. It can make the voting side of it complete. Every individual then can have one vote, one person, and do it completely. Not only that, it also means that a lot of your people who work abroad, they're abroad, they could actually vote from abroad quite safely.
Safely, as in from
Safely.
abroad. This issue with Smartmatic and their software provider, Dominion, and they're suing each other right now, or Dominion sued Smartmatic. Even in American elections, the recent elections we saw, there was fraud in certain areas, so to speak. And it's going around the internet. In fact, I have one that was just sent to me by Rene Azurin, one of the editors. And interestingly enough, it's saying that electronic fraud on the counting has a lot to do with the server. I mean, there's intent. There has to be intent to cheat.
Yeah.
Well, we have to...
Can't we compel private citizens who come up with solutions to come in and fix the fraud that we are made to suffer?
Yes, we have to dissect how the fraud happened in the elections, which I would imagine is the same for credit card transactions.
Similar. Very similar.
You see, as I said, it's automatically done. So you have a paper ballot, or in credit cards, you have a plastic card. You swipe it, it's photographed, and then there's information in there that's supposed to be counted or to be analyzed.
Yeah, it's not only the counting, it's also individuals ask people to vote for the same candidate 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times.
Yes.
And they can do that by just hopping from different
Yeah,
provinces.
flying voters.
That's what we call flying voters.
Well, my actual concept, my concept will completely stop that also. That it will end up as one person, one vote, no matter what they do.
This is what this patent...
One person, one vote. It'll stop all the flying voters.
Can't we compel the Comelec, like what I'm saying, compel the credit cards, if there is an innovation that's already available, it's already been composed, invented, compel them to correct it for the public good, for the public interest, or legally it's difficult?
On this side of it, I'm not inventing a new
No,
technology.
you've already invented it. You
No.
already got it.
The technology's already there. It's already here. All you've got to do is put it together.
Right.
You don't need to invent it. It's already there.
It sounds really mysterious.
It's
It's there, but we need David Howell to put it together. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
well,
It's called
it
patent.
Obviously, I can't divulge because I've got, obviously, partners.
Yes.
You can't divulge until a really seriously interested party wants to know about what we've got, can sign a non-disclosure agreement that is very, very watertight and airtight, then it can be disclosed. Then there's many, many outlets for my concept. Many, many outlets. Not only for voting, not only for credit cards, but also for store holders, building holders. The individual man that's got a small little store, it can help him very, very easily to stop people stealing his property, or stealing his stock. It can stop that also.
So even inventory control,
Yeah.
in-house, so in-store post of sale,
Point of
the
sale.
system, point of sale system,
Yeah.
it can control the fraud that goes within.
Of course, because many, many stores, the prices you pay for in stores, whether it's in this country or other countries, the stores actually put the prices on for whatever product they're selling, but it's also allowed for lost or stolen items. And that increases the prices you pay into the stores.
Of course, it
If
covers
this
the
can be
losses already.
If you can stop that, if you can stop the filtration of people stealing from stores, big stores, small stores, then the prices of products can go down.
So basically, it's controlling inventory as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make it more relevant. Supermarkets, as you said, they have point of sales, machines,
Yes.
etc. They have auditors on top of supervisors, etc. And still theft happens. Their
Yeah,
data
but-
do not match. No, but it can happen.
Yeah.
There can still be
But
fraud in
I
there.
can see why. I've
Right,
seen
there's
people.
physical taking of money, but I mean,
No,
aside from
I see
that.
people going around supermarkets with the carts. Oh, look at this nice chocolate. Open, start eating while you're still going around. And
Yeah,
throw the,
but-
throw the camera away.
Well, that's also,
Oh, I'm
that's,
thirsty.
that's theft.
Yeah, but that is actually, that's in your face stealing.
Oh, okay, that's in your
What
face.
I'm talking
It's
about
still
is
irrelevant.
it's still there, yeah.
It's still there.
But
Okay.
in reality, it's the stock of that company. Before it comes from the stock rooms and goes onto the
inventory,
shelves,
bulk
it goes
inventory.
missing from the stocks of,
Yes.
of whether it be a restaurant, whether it be a supermarket, when they've got food and this and the other.
Gosh,
into
you can
the
even
stock room,
use
it's
this-
taken from there.
You can
before it
even
goes.
use this for wages.
Yeah.
When you have large numbers
Of payroll.
of for a payroll, and you have to transfer payroll because you have multiple outlets or multiple operations nationwide, this system can also stop duping the people of ghost employees
Yeah,
or
and
double personality employees.
And it's not difficult to actually implement.
We should show
The
Mayor Lynn, he
technology
needs
is
this
there, it's
help.
putting it together.
Yes, I would think the government will be the biggest beneficiary of your system because it deals with a lot, volumes of not only money. but
Ghost
of-
employees.
Yes.
There's a lot of
basically,
ghost
yes,
employees.
volumes of financial transactions every day.
Yeah.
And
Taxes.
benefits.
You have taxes.
Oh,
you have
even
collections.
even the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you out of the studio. We're going to
I-
keep you
I-
and give you. We're going to give you to government.
And we've
to help.
we've hit on some points, and when you just look at the internet at the moment, if you're buying something at the moment on eBay, let's say, yeah,
Yeah.
the last thing that you're asked by the computer is your details,
That's true.
right? You put your details into your computer, whether it's your a password, your dog's name, your auntie's name, or whatever.
Yeah, best
Yes.
bet.
And when
or
you
whatever.
press your keys up on your screen comes star 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 star. But a clever hacker can see behind that.
The characters.
So when you're putting your pin in, they can see your pin.
Yeah, so
That's what's
it can
happening
still
now.
happen. I mean, the current system is definitely vulnerable to any form of copying personal data or data enough for you to purchase through that credit card or through that ATM card.
So, in your mind, in your travels, and as you see things, electronic fraud is becoming more and more pertinent.
Well,
And
put it this
everywhere.
way. I have a credit card, but I haven't even activated it. I don't use it. I just don't want to use it.
I wish I didn't use mine. I don't like my payments monthly.
Yeah, well,
It's called
funny
responsibility, Harry.
you should actually mention on that point because my system would be a different payment system to what you've got in a minute.
Please explain it.
No,
You
I
explain
can't, I can't actually go into details, but all I can say is you would be in control.
Yeah, I remember.
The individual will be
Yes.
in control.
I remember you mentioned to me how you can drop the credit card interest payments to make it more affordable for the consumer rather than what the consumer is currently subjected to today.
Yeah, instead of being charged percentages.
Interest
You
plus
get-
penalty.
So it will actually be cheaper to
Yeah,
pay?
interest
Yeah.
plus-
Okay,
well,
good.
the biggest-
It's not that it's going to be cheaper, which it will be, but because you'll still have the PIN number, you still have this, you still have that, but it puts the ball back in your court. You're in control of how much you spend and what you're charged.
In other
So
words,
mysterious.
But I
So
can't
re-
reveal it. I can't.
Yes,
No,
I understand.
he did explain
I
it to
would
me.
love to. but I can't.
He
You
explained
have
a
to
bit
call
me.
him.
If you purchase something for 10 pesos, for example, your 10 pesos, the principal remains to be the same. And over the months of not being able to pay for it, you pay a fee instead of interest plus penalty. It's a system that, something like that. Is that correct?
Of course.
Yes.
Credit. You know the way credit
Yes,
cards
yes.
work. A credit card company doesn't want you to pay.
Of course not.
They want you not to pay,
They want you
so
not
that then
to
they
pay.
can put more interest on. But
Yeah,
that-
down
but
with
that's-
the banks. Down with the banks in this country.
But that's
In fact,
yeah,
all
but
over the
that-
world. Down
Yeah.
with the banks.
Yeah, but that's the way banks make money. That's the way credit card companies make money. They have to make money to introduce new technology
I know, I
Yes.
know.
and introduce this. They need to make
See,
money.
yeah,
Our
they need to
enemy-
make money.
Our enemy is not China, and it's not Japan, it's not over the waters. it's the banks that are enemy, the financial institutions. They're the ones who brought the world down, and they're the ones who make us all suffer.
Many people have always said before, bankers are bankers. Bankers are not businessmen. It's as simple as that. Many people say this. But at the end of the day, banks are banks. And what the banks do affects the world.
I agree. We should change the name bank to the word misery. Misery, 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 A, B, C, D.
Insurance companies are the same. That's why they're
They
called
should share this.
insurance. They insure that they don't lose money.
That's right.
That's why they're called
Isn't it?
insurance.
That's true. Well, Attorney David, we're at the top of the hour, and it's been very, very quick to sit here and talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to know more, and you wish to participate, and you want to save this world from what we call misery, remember the name misery is the banks. And if you want to do some of that, and you want to help the consumers, meaning all of us, get in touch with Mr. Howell. David, we've got about 3 minutes left or so.
I would also like them to be able to get in touch with you, Harry.
All right. No, they do. They know that already. They can get in touch.
They've got your numbers.
You can call me here in the studio.
They'll remember you a lot more than they remember
you go.
me. I'm just a flash in the pan.
You can email me at harrytambuatco, straight through at yahoo.com. So that's quite easy. You already have my number or the studio. David, we've got 3 minutes left. A quick message to our viewers.
Well,
This camera.
to the viewers or the ones that I would like to actually take part in what we're doing is to get in touch, whether it be banks, whether it be money industries, whether it be mobile phone companies, just to see what we've got. They don't have to use it. They don't have to implement it. They just need to see what we've got. That's all I'm asking.
Excellent. Attorney Sarah, your message.
Yes, I think as what Harry said earlier, it is in the public interest for all of us to prevent any form of electronic fraud. Not that we're encouraging you to commit electronic fraud, but I think it takes willpower not only in the government sphere of things, but also in the private sector.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, there you are. We are suckers again. And the consumers, you and I, are at the bottom of the ladder. We are being stepped on, abused, used, and thrown around, be it for the elections, be it for whatever bills are coming out, be it from government, or what we call the misery institutions called banks. At the end of the day, we work like crazy, and we are beaten like Jesus and whacked again daily and daily. We wake up, and we wake up, and we work again, only to be used, misused, and abused. Now, if we only got together and did something about it, then maybe we can stop it. For those of you who want to learn more, especially those involved with the misery institutions, call on David Howell. And for the mobile carriers, call, find out. Who knows? You might be able to do something for us poor consumers who make billionaires out of you. Thank you very much. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Maraming salamat po. David? Thank you.
You are what you watch.